Lesson 101 9. In this lesson, we will have a rapid glance over the remaining 9 commandments of God. The second commandment, you shall not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God. The prohibition here seems to be against the false use of an oath in legal proceedings rather than a general lack of reverence for the name. The third commandment, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. The Sabbath is a peculiarly Israelite institution. To sanctify it means to set it apart, to avoid doing the work of the weekday on Sabbath. This rhythm of time, that is 7 days and Sabbath day, was created along with all else in the first week of the creation story. The fourth commandment, honor your father and your mother. In a traditional and largely oral society, elders were to be respected as repositories of tradition. Parents also depended on children to care for them in old age. The fifth commandment, you shall not murder. In this commandment, only illegal killings is prohibited because in those days Israel had the death penalty. The sixth commandment, you shall not commit adultery. It refers to the prohibition of illegal relationship of a man and a woman out of marital relationship. The seventh commandment, you shall not steal. Any theft or kidnapping is prohibited in the Israelite community. The eighth commandment, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. This commandment prohibits lies, false testimony, spreading wrong reports, and promotes love of the neighbor. The ninth commandment, you shall not covet your neighbor's goods. The 10th commandment, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife. Here, the 9th and 10th commandment are related. The Hebrew word for covet is amadiyah, which means conspiracy, that is taking steps to steal. Here, stealing includes neighbor's house, wife, male or female slave or ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to the neighbor. Then, when the commandments were given, the people witnessed the thunder and lightning, the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. They were afraid and trembled and stood at a distance. Moses stood as a mediator between God and people. Seeing the presence of God, the people were afraid of close contact with God, which would have swept them out of the everyday world into the divine world, that is, would have killed them. Then Moses comforts them and returns back to the thick darkness where God was. Life lessons. God's commandments are paths for good and happy life, and paths to always live in love, relationship with God and fellow beings. Secondly, God's presence can be frightening when we are in a sinful state, but we must follow these 10 commandments in love and become worthy to experience God's presence without fear. That's all for now. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Benedict Media Without Fail. Thank you. God bless.